Hello guys, and thank you for stopping by. Today we'll get acquainted with an amazing deck which is called Heaven and Earth Tarot Deck. It was created by Jack Zephyrus and Jamie Alford and published by Los Caribbean in November 2020. So the deck arrives in a box like this one. It's really good quality box. Inside the box you can find a book, cards, and actually two blank cards. Oh, this one can be used. This one is promotional cards, Los Caribbean promotional cards, so you can find Los Caribbean on Instagram and Facebook. And this one could be used as blank card if you use blank card in your readings. So the review will consist of 3 parts. We'll go through the book. I'll do tarot spread to get acquainted with the deck. So we'll ask questions to the deck, like what the deck would like to tell us about itself, what the deck considers to be its strong points, and what this deck can give you as practitioner, what's the best way to work with this deck, and what the potential outcome of your relationship with this deck can be. And the third part is basically cards flip through. And if you would like to have a look at the cards from artistic perspective, you can jump to the part number 3 straight away and have a look at the cards only. So, speaking about the book, it's really good quality book. So, Major Arcana cards, you can see Hebrew letter association on every card on Major Arcana cards, right? And then you've got an image of the card and description. So the description consists of 5 parts. So first one would be description of image, then how to do heavenly interpretation of the card, earthly interpretation, then you've got keyword for the card. For example, the full card, it would be innocence as a keyword. Then you've got Hebrew letter association, and you can see it here. And it's Aleph. And the meaning of this letter is ox. You can see image of ox here. And then you've got elemental correspondence. It's air, and you can see the symbol of air here. And then you've got zodiac correspondence, which is basically Aquarius, and planetary association, which is Uranus, right? And then you can read a few words about upright meaning, and it says new journey, beginnings, innocence, freedom, push through the challenges, playful behavior, leap of faith. And then reversed meaning of the card, which would be reluctance to change, being blocked, desire to stay where you are, feeling restrained, fixed position, unblock yourself. Also, there are some questions which you can ask yourself when you're working with the card, as for example, what happens when the fool walks off the cliff, right? What items does the fool keep in their bag? Is the dog helping or hindering the fool? Right? All the kinds of questions. So it's just something to think about. And another one is transformation. This interpretation of the card is more in depth. So for much deeper readings. And similar description happens for every single card in Major Arcana. For example, Magician, you will see the same thing. Hebrew letter, Beth, meaning of that letter and its house. And then you've got planetary association, it's Mercury in this case. And then you've got planetary association. And we've got Virgo here and Gemini. And then, for example, let's have a look at the High Priestess card. I totally love this card. So Hebrew letter here is Gimel, and the meaning of that letter is camel, and you actually can see the image of camel behind the high priestess. Planetary association is moon. You've got a zodiac sign here, and it's Cancer. Okay, so when you go to court cards, you wouldn't see so many elements there, but still you can see some associations. Okay, for example, all knights are fire, and you can see this symbol here, but Knight of Pentacles is actually earth sign, so we've got earth symbol here, and we've got earth of fire, and also we've got symbols for zodiac correspondence, and it's Leo and Virgo. Let's have a look at King of Cups, and we've got water of air, because all kings are air in this deck, and planetary zodiac association would be Libra and Scorpio. Have a look at the Queen of Wands, and you've got fire of water. You know, all queens are water, right? So, but Wands is fire. So we've got fire of water, and we've got zodiac correspondence, which is Pisces and Aries. So you've got the idea. Speaking about minor arcana cards, you will see the title of the card, Ace of Pentacles, and you've got elemental association here, which is basically Earth, and then you've got planetary association, which is Neptune. Let's take another card. This one is Ace of Cups. Amazing. It's just so beautiful. It's like when I look at the card, I totally go into meditative states and start channeling messages. It's amazing. Have a look. Oh, water lilies. So this sign is water, Ace of Cups, obviously water, and we've got planetary association Neptune here. Okay, let's see what the deck would like to tell about itself. So, how this deck perceives itself. What this deck thinks about itself. So, if we made this deck for the first time, what the deck would like to tell us. And we've got the full card. And it's an amazing card, which is telling me about, you know, that this deck was the creation, new creation with new ideas. It was a leap of faith, basically. As you can see, there are certain new elements on this deck. On this gun, you can see Tree of Life here, right? Which is quite different. You didn't see that before on Rider-Waite-Smith, for example, traditional one. There is no secret that this deck is built on Rider-Waite-Smith tradition, but there are elements which are new and specific to this particular deck. Okay, so the card would tell that it's quite a new deck in the market, that it's a new creation, that is based on Rider-Waite-Smith, but it could give you quite a different new experience. Awesome. Very nice indeed. So, okay. What the deck thinks its strong side. And we've got the Star card. And it's amazing. It's amazing card. It's telling me that, you know, this deck is already quite popular. And its strong point that it gives hope and probably brings to light all things which are kind of hidden, isn't things that are in shadow, it all comes to light. And as you know, the Star card is actually the card for well-known people and well-known decks. So I would say that this deck probably conquered the world already. I know so many practitioners who love this deck, and the Star card is telling about that actually this deck found the way to the hearts of practitioners, tarot practitioners. Okay. And you can see it's 2 major arcana cards straight away. And is there any weakness or any topics that this deck wouldn't like to work with? And we've got 3 of Cups. And actually, it's really good card. And it's telling me that, deck is actually working with many practitioners and on many various topics. It's team spirit here. And it feels like that this deck would like to be accepted by other practitioners, right? So I don't see any negativity here. It's more like celebration of success, team building, team spirit, sharing experiences. So I would say only positive things here. And what the deck can give you as practitioner, what it can do for you. And you've got the Hierophant card. So this card is telling me that you would probably follow tradition, Rider-Waite-Smith tradition in this case, and you can learn a lot from this deck by practicing it. And actually, this could be a very good tool for those who are teaching tarot as well. So definitely growth here. You can learn and you can teach using this deck. Okay. And what would be the best way to interact with this deck? To build relationship with this deck. So what would be the best way? And you've got King of Cups. And this card is telling me that the best way is to listen to your intuition. Trust your intuition. Look deeply into the images and try to channel information. Try to feel this deck. So it's building love relationship with this deck. Just because, King of Cups is all about emotions and trusting and being connected with the deck. And what could be the potential outcome of your collaboration with this deck? And you've got the Emperor card. Also amazing card, which is telling me is that you could keep things under control. It could be your kingdom, which is very nice indeed. So if you have a look at the spread as such, you've got 4 major arcana cards out of 6 cards that I put on the table, right? So definitely is a deck that I would highly recommend to have a look at and see for yourself if you can get connected with the cards. And if you already work with this deck, please leave your comments under this video and tell us what you think about this deck. And what is your practice? What is your impression? I will highly appreciate your feedback. So, thank you so much for being with me. And for those who would like to have a look at the cards from point of artwork, let's go to the part number 3. And now let's go through all the cards together.